First off, welcome to ENN. I'm Anthony Pusick. It's brought to you by Security Dodge. Go see Michelle Scalisian. Just me and Peter.
This is wacky.
That's it.
This is straight up wacky.
That's what you have today. Me and Peter for ENN. Because 6:40 starts in Philadelphia are apparently a thing.
It's so weird, the 6:40 of it all.
How about the 12:30 start on the getaway day on Wednesday?
12:30. I mean, it's more normal than the 6:40 because we're used to 105s, right? So what's a 12:30? But 6:40, it's nonsense. You got to get to the park from work. That's a pain.
That's got to be hard.
The hardworking people of Philadelphia deserve better.
I agree. And if this isn't enough, Peter, for you, let me tell you, tomorrow, 10:50, 10 to 12.
Ray-Ro.
Bart Scott and Peter Rosenberg. Mashup show. Only on 10:50 in the app. Not going to get a podcast of it.
What do we do right now at 6:01 in the big city?
ENN.
Right.
Okay.
But what do we do right now to somehow pull a number?
Ooh.
Where Bart and I shock the world and beat Michael and Rick?
Well,
is it possible? What if I get Rogers on the show tomorrow?
That would be, I got to tell you what, that would be something.
On AM only.
But I'll tell you what, we are going to have, if you're a fan of Bart and Hahn, you know this, we're going to have a Bart Stradamus. And Bart Stradamus is usually, he comes out very rarely to Undertaker's music.
Yeah, I'm always very confusing.
And he predicts something, and I have to imagine it's going to have something to do with the NFL season. And Bart, very rarely wrong.
He's a man who knows his foosball.
Or Bart Stradamus, whatever you want to call him. And, yes, Bart Stradamus is summoned with this music, and we'll also have audio files. So you get to dabble in that for, I think, the first time, Peter.
Why does Bart Stradamus sound like Paul Bearer?
The Undertaker theme, it all comes together.
I think I need to pull Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I don't know if one of our features is enough.
That's fair.
You know, that goes for ENN too. I'm not going to. By the way, I'm considering a full ENN rebrand. How about that?
Really?
How about that? You want a bomb drop right here on the start of the show? You want
might as well.
Breaking news? Yeah, I'm considering.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, since it hasn't started yet, let's start.
Let's go with ENN
by saying good evening to Michael.
Why doesn't Stanton and Rizzo play through injuries Mickey Mantle did?
By the way, I'm looking up at ESPN right now. Windhorst in France.
Oh, I know. Windhorst in France.
To Michael and Peter.
For Grand Slam quality and service, trust the real experts at GPS. Who's that? Is that Natalie?
No. It turned out funnier than I would have thought.
I didn't. I just think.
Windhorse in France!
Yes, there he is over there. And Michael and Peter again.
Suck it in and soak it up.
That's so much to do.
I know, and you can do it.
Excellent. Excellent stuff today.
I enjoyed today. Me and Michael, there's something there.
I don't disagree.
You know, we all know the greatness that is the Peter and Don show, the Wolfpack.
Of course.
But I feel like K. Rosenberg vehicles are can sometimes be a little underrated.
Oh, I think so. It was a very strong show today. A lot to get to.
I mean, listen, some of the baseball calls started to get a little wacky.
Well, listen, every call that I wanted to get on the show.
Why doesn't Stanton and Rizzo play through injuries Mickey Mantle did?
That guy,
I speak for everybody when I say thank you for the phone call.
Me and Tom were hoping that the guy with the jersey comment made it because there was a lot to get to before that, and he still got there. That was big. Absolutely love that. Yeah, some interesting ones today. But you know what? Deadline time, big time for both the Yankees and the Mets.
Right. Yes.
They made a couple moves. We already see Jazz Chisholm on the Yankees, Winkler for the Mets. Not the greatest debut for Stanek over the weekend, but we'll see what else they do. Both teams may be looking for starting pitching. They could still bolster their bullpen. Still a lot to do. Today, the Reds acquired Ty France from the Mariners. The Royals acquired Michael Lorenzen from the Rangers. Those are just a couple of the moves that have happened. And then the big deal was the three-team deal. White Sox, Cardinals, Dodgers, all involved. St. Louis starting pitcher Eric Fetty and outfielder Tommy Pham. Los Angeles gets super utility man Tommy Edman and reliever Michael Kopech. And the three former Dodger infield prospects, Vargas, Albertus, and Perez, are going to the White Sox.
All right.
So that is your big deal for today. And 6 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be all over it. Big time for ENN again. Peter will probably be looking at some more deals.
I hope we get something exciting tomorrow.
Yeah, I think a big player has to get moved to get really excited.
You think I'm a bad guy for feeling that the Chisholm thing is Major J's?
I was actually kind of surprised you texted in our group like, whoa, Yankees. To me, I was like, this is all right. It's something had to happen for sure. He's definitely more athletic than what they have, but they're playing him out of position. He's not leading off. I think if this is all the Yankees do, fans will be disappointed, as you heard from today's calls.
I just felt in the moment I saw like the fan base excited. I mean, when I tell you, the John Boy crew, they must have posted about it 33 times.
Oh yeah.
They were. But listen, they're horny for everything Yankees.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that should be their brand name should be John Boy Media. We're horny for Yankees. But so I get it. It's but like obviously they're like one of my major sources of baseball.
Of course.
John Boy and Jake and all their accounts. So I'm seeing everything that's happening, and I'm just seeing the level of excitement. I'm like, all right, I know Jazz Chisholm. I never thought a whole lot of them. Let me look into it. Okay. And then like, God, it's such a different era to look into someone like who, as Michael described it, a bat, like to give them some excitement. And then you look up and you're like, I mean, 248, 13 home runs. Okay, that's something.
Yeah, it's
he's a ball player.
You know what? He's not the ball player, but he's a ball player.
He's a ball player.
I got to find there's the perfect Peter drop for this actually. When you say, oh, you know, the Yankees got Jazz Chisholm, I got to find it. It's your very I mean, yeah, no, that Natalie could maybe say that, but you would just go,
okay,
there you go.
Yeah, it's more. Here, this is the order. At first, I thought it was.
Oh wait, here we go. I got you. Hang on, we're going back.
I thought it was.
Oh my God!
But it turned out it was just okay. Yeah, that's it. We need something else.
It's not
Dua Lipa. You go, damn.
No.
Yeah, or nor is it God bless.
God bless. It's not God bless.
God bless. Me bless.
Now, something that Peter and I both are into that the other two on the show aren't is the Olympics. I did watch a little bit of the opening ceremonies. I think, Peter, and I don't know this to be true. I think that the Olympics can no longer top this setup. The beach, have you seen this? The beach volleyball being in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower.
You know, that's interesting. I was watching some of the volleyball earlier. Mm-hmm. I did not realize that was the situation.
It is in the shadow.
That's tough.
Of the Eiffel Tower.
That's tough.
At night. I mean, it's got to be one of the most breathtaking scenes in an Olympics that you could probably ever have.
Are you interested in any prime time in Paris tonight? Are you not?
Oh yeah, I watched. You know what the beautiful thing is? I actually recorded a lot of it. So the stuff that I'm not interested in, I could just skip through. You can get through the 5-hour prime time pretty quickly.
No, that is true.
You can get through it. I watched all of Simone Biles' stuff yesterday, and she's competing on that, I guess, calf injury that she's got going. But that didn't seem to stop her.
Can we talk about? That was an unbelievable bounce back. Obviously, she's doing insane things. But can we? This needs to be pointed out. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed the amount of Americans who think it's a good idea because they're in Paris for the Olympics to like wear a beret with their outfit?
I have seen that. It's a choice that people are making.
Like Jason Kelsey. Why, bro? Like, why do people think the look is like, I'm going to go full Clark Griswold in European Vacation and make the whole family wear berets? What are you, Anthony? I've lived a nice life. I've had the pleasure of spending some time in Paris, a handful of times over the years. I hope to go back again.
Yeah.
At no point have I considered putting on a beret.
The beret? I wonder how that would look for you.
What's the comp in America? Like a cowboy hat? Like you get here and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm in the USA, better throw on my cowboy hat. Like,
it's probably, I guess that's our, I mean, it's not like cowboy. Yeah, I guess it would be.
More Olympics musings. You know what? This may be a new segment we do every day of the Olympics.
Oh, listen, I think it's very exciting. Now,
I have more. Hold on. I don't want to forget it.
Please.
Sorry. I don't want to forget it.
No, it's important.
More Rosenberg Olympics musings. Is there a job with lower expectations than the goalie in handball?
No.
I mean, no one expects you to get a stop.
Really.
They don't get stops, Anthony. They're just throwing the damn ball.
You're just there.
You're just and when they attempt to stop it, it looks like as if anyone who did not know how to play the sport was like, I'll try to stop it, I guess.
I can do it. Why not?
Like, they just jump. You just see them kind of jumping and flailing with their arms out as the ball passes them. And the score, really, obviously there are people who know this game, and I apologize to the three of you listening because I'm an ignoramus. But, maybe this is the most obvious thing to say ever. But, Anthony, it's like if you get a stop as a goalie, that's a huge moment.
It's a win.
Oh, no, it's a big deal. Like, high fives. Oh, my God, we got to stop. It seems as if the expectation is you're scoring every trip down.
The ball is going in. It is what it is.
Fun game, though.
So here's the question I have for you, Peter. So you'd mentioned prime time in Paris. Of course, tonight, you're not going to be able – all these things have already happened. Do we cover them now and spoil it for people?
No.
Or do we touch – yeah, we just touch on the things that have already happened.
Yeah.
From last night.
Is there anything on the prime time tonight that's relatively big?
Well, I would say U.S. men's team gymnastics is probably pretty big.
Yes, and the women's basketball already happened.
I think those you can that's all over the ticker on ESPN, right? So you can kind of get away with it.
It's an expected result.
102-76, the U.S. crushed Japan. Peter mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, they rolled.
I forget what the actual number is, but the amount of games they've won in a row at an Olympic play is insanity. It's ridiculous how it is. The other thing that you guys mentioned, in the U.S.'s first win, Jason Tatum does not play against Serbia.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr said he felt like an idiot.
Yeah, it's tough, but Jason handled it really well. I talked to him today before the game that it may play out this way, just with Kevin coming back and the lineups that I wanted to get to. But that'll change. Jason's going to play. Every game's going to be different based on matchups. He's a total pro. He's, first team All-NBA 3 years in a row. I felt like an idiot not playing him, but in a 40-minute game, you can't play more than 10. You really can't. And, so I think he's an amazing guy, great player, and handled it beautifully. And he'll be back out there next game.
All right. What do you say? Listen.
Joel Embiid barely played.
Right. You're desperate to find stories because they're expected to win and they win, and so this is a story, right? Halliburton didn't play, and Tatum, particularly a story for Tatum, who's so great and just won the championship.
And they were, what do you call it, quote unquote, in trouble? When they were down early.
By the way, on a shot by Croatia, there was a deflection, and it still went in. The handball, it just goes in every time.
You're locked in right now.
And also, what are the rules here? Do you have to dribble at all? It seems like they can just run with it.
You will have to explain something to me, though, Peter.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And you're a Celtics fan. The Derek White love. I like him as a player. He played 15 minutes in that game.
Apparently.
And we said that Jaylen Brown should have got that spot. But Derek White's playing more than Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jason Tatum in the first game.
Yeah, combined.
So, how do you like that?
Again, apparently they had a real interest in Derek White for a reason. So,
In other news, on the women's side, Dawn Staley spoke with Mike Tirico on NBC, and she said Caitlin Clark probably should have been on the team.
As a committee member, you're charged with putting together best team of players, the best talent. Caitlin is just a rookie in the WNBA. Wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. If we had to do it all over again, the way that she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she is playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, shooting the ball extremely well. She is an elite passer. She's just got a great basketball IQ, and she's a little more seasoned in the pro game.
In a couple of months.
Yeah, in a couple of months. She was 2 months ago.
Yeah, sure. I don't think it's a big deal, but I get it. I certainly get it, and I'm sure there would have been more fanfare. That point, even though I found it annoying when everyone brought it up,
right?
They weren't wrong. The fact of the matter is I brought up the women's game today, and I watched, and by the way, Breonna Stewart and Asia Wilson were amazing.
Crushed it.
And they rolled. More people would have been talking about that game today if Caitlin Clark was playing, period. It's just how it is. But I understood where they were. And honestly, it seems like Caitlin's kind of – I wonder how much it bothers her, though, because it seems like she's also like – remember, she sat out of the three-point contest, kind of wanted a little bit of a breather.
She probably could use the break.
Yeah, I wonder if she's in – this is a real break.
Her and Angel have nonstop played since the start of the women's college basketball season.
I guess that's not going to stop, too, because I heard Angel signing up for the women's 3-on-3.
I saw that.
So she's going to keep going. But they, the whole league gets like a month-long break because of the Olympics. So this is kind of a nice thing for Caitlin.
Peter, we all know how you feel about Patrick Mahomes.
He's not cool. His voice is weird. He's kind of a dork. His brother's a tool. His girlfriend's annoying.
But sometimes you do see
he's the man.
Why he's the man. Yeah. And he spoke to USA Today Sports this weekend after Tua got his contract, Jordan Love got his contract. And you take a look, Peter, and you look now, and he is not one of the highest paid quarterbacks by a wide margin. Now, of course, he did that like Tom Brady to try and keep the average annual value down so that they could pay other players, this, that, and the other. You know what his answer was? It's awesome for the game of football. It's awesome for the quarterback position, but I think all positions. I know every time a contract comes up, everybody looks at my APY and everything like that. I'm doing pretty well myself. For me, it's just about going out there trying to win football games, trying to make money for my family at the end of the day. I feel like I'm doing a great job of that.
I agree with you wholeheartly. Excuse me?
Bear loves it. Now, I've heard Bear never takes a pay cut.
Bear, well, no, but Bear would be happy with what, $40 million a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Bear's willing to take that.
Is Dip his agent as well?
That's correct.
Okay.
No, but I do respect that from Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we're all talking about such obscene amounts of money with these guys. It's just absolutely so crazy how much money they make.
It's nice for him to acknowledge it, too.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm doing fine, guys. I'm not...
Yeah, okay, so now Jordan Love's making more than me. I get it. I signed my deal and no one was making... Like, it's the same thing every time.
And he makes up for it in that Walmart commercial that he does.
I got news for you. Jordan Love is not the best player in football. Jason Tatum's not the best player in basketball. Nope. They're both really good, but that's just how the games are, and I think everyone's going to be okay.
And with the way the TV money is going to go up in both those sports...
Missed shot in the handball game.
Oh, my goodness.
Hit the side of the goal. And the goalie didn't do anything, but the guy just hit the side of the goal.
I love it.
Boom!
Oh, my. All right, Don. Okay. Hey, Peter, want to hear from Brian DeBole?
Oh, you mean Dable.
Like a table?
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Dable. Any chance Evan Neal's ready for week 1?
Yeah. I'd say this, Pat. It's day to day, and each day is getting better. When he's ready to go, he'll be ready to go.
Did you say Evan Neal?
Yeah, I don't want to do it for that because he's hurt.
But you have to.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Boo him!
Yeah, do it. Tell him again.
Boo his sorry ass!
Yeah.
Don't stop booing him!
Yeah.
In your pants.
That one was different, but it was fun anyway.
Well, big year for Evan Neal. Big show me year.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a team that expects to be better, expects the line to be better, and you'd think that he would be one of the people that do that. Whether he moves into guard or if he stays at tackle, that's another story.
They cannot get better. They cannot improve. Daniel Jones cannot have a better year if they don't protect him more. I'm not making excuses for Daniel Jones.
Not breaking any ground either, really.
No.
I mean, it's just the reality.
He has to be better. It's a big deal for this team.
But Runyon and Illuminor should help. And like Don said, you pass on Saquon Barkley. And like you said, Peter, they better be right. If this line looks better, significantly better, because they didn't pay Saquon Barkley, going to have to see how it looks, but...
No, that would be worthwhile.
That would probably be worthwhile.
And whatever slight downgrade you're going to have at running back, you won't even notice it if the line's that much better.
And if you believe in your $40 million a year quarterback with a little bit more protection. But Brian Dable today didn't speak about Daniel Jones. He was asked about bringing Drew Lock aboard.
He's been to a couple different places. He's had some things early on in his career that he's had to learn from and grow from, and he's got some good experience. He did a good job backing up Geno, obviously, at Seattle. Mature, got some size, got enough athletic ability. He's not afraid to push it and throw it in some tight windows. And we talked with him, thought he would be a good fit for us, and he's done a good job since he's been here.
Not afraid to throw it into tight windows.
We love throwing into tight windows. We love a tight window.
Now, if you want to go, want to read into that, does that mean that your other quarterback is afraid of throwing it into tight windows?
I don't see it that way at all, no.
I know, but it's fun to talk
Look
about.
at you stirring it up.
That's right.
Classic media.
Speaking of, Robert Saleh, you've been talking to Hassan Reddick at all?
Our coaches, we're all speaking with him and all that. And, from a business standpoint, he's got to do what he's got to do. And this is what he feels is the best choice for him and his family. Then that's what he's got to do. So
he's going to get this question every day. It's been the same answer for 3 days.
Well, that's the problem. That's
not on Robert, by the way. This is the business. He's doing what he's doing.
The whole thing, by the way, it does stink, though. I mean, let's just be honest about it. It is not ideal to go out and get a great player who everyone's excited about, and then the second he's there, he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm not playing. Like, isn't it a bizarre job, though?
Yes.
Like, and I don't get me wrong, I side with the players. I'm not an ownership guy.
Love the players.
We love players. They play football. I side with the players. I know what they put their bodies through. But I will tell you, when you're trying to relate in any way to a professional athlete, the idea that you get traded to a team, like you get a new job. They're like, you're transferring to a different company. And the second you're like, oh, thank you for having me here. I'm so excited. By the way, can't work. Sorry, need a new deal. Can't happen.
It's like, wait, you just got here.
Yeah. Don't you want to show us what you can do? No, I've already shown you what I can do. That's why I have my contract. So get me a new deal or I won't be playing. Thanks. It is a very, very unique experience. Now, is it absolutely cut and dry? I guess the no-brainer is the more pressures on the Giants because they went out and got him. They do not want to waste it. But at the same time, can you imagine how nuts you would look if you threw away the whole year? When we've seen a version of this happen, it did not end up playing well. Sorry, what did I say?
The Giants.
Sorry, yes. The Jets. Last time it happened with a player who ended up on the Jets.
Yes.
It did not work out well.
No, it didn't. You passed up on Huff, who the Eagles ended up signing, to replace the guy that you traded for. So, look, and the pass rush is going to be huge for the Jets. I know that they have one of the best secondaries in football. DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner might be the best 1-2 corner combo in the league, but having a pass rush helps with that. Now, it was apparently a contentious practice. Aaron Rodgers livid due to sloppy play. Aaron, what did you make of what was going on out there today?
This is a classic Fauci.
Media spin, yeah.
Media spin, making things up, just fake news. This is fake news. We had a great practice today. I thought I threw the ball expertly, and GW was catching it, and.
Yeah, but people were saying that you fell on the ground, and when a lineman either stepped on your foot, and you were pretty upset.
I didn't fall on the ground. See, that's the thing, Fauci. You're going to make things up because that's what you do. You're part of the lying media. But I didn't fall on the ground. No one stepped on my foot. I wasn't even at practice today.
Oh, wow.
I was back in Egypt.
You were back in Egypt.
Back in Cairo, yeah, with my people. I've been a big fan of Egypt for a long time.
Yeah.
All things Egypt, the food, the people, the women.
Well, I'll tell you what, the people that did see you there, Tyler Conklin, tight end, he was happy about how things went and how you held everybody accountable.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of playing with, a great like that, right? Like you have someone that's going to, at all times, hold everybody accountable no matter who you are, what happens. And I think that's kind of been something that's, not every team has that. So, I think that's really a blessing at the end of the day to be able to have someone that cares that much and, has a standard like that that's going to, that becomes our standard as a team. But to have a Hall of Famer that's won a Super Bowl, been there, done that, I think that really is necessary.
Tyler Conklin's a cool guy.
And he's right. It was a blessing that I was there. Like I said, I did a great job when I was there.
Always nice to hear from you, Aaron. Maybe we'll hear from you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. That's going to do it for ENN, brought to you by Security Dodge. Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com during their Make This the Summer event. I wanted to say one thing before we got out. We talked about it a little bit. Thank you to everybody, the company, everybody that listens to the show, watches the show, that went to, participated in, or supported the Mark Sasso charity softball game on Saturday. It was a lot of fun.
Wonderful event.
Greg was out there doing some stuff for Yes. He got a bunch of footage. I think they're going to put together something that you might see a little bit later in the week. Thank you to everybody that stood around, that supported, because it's really cool, and Donnie does an awesome job with it, and it's for a great cause. So thank you for that, and it was cool to be able to get there this year.
Hey, listen, I got news for you, Anthony. This is going to come as a surprise to you. Don can't do anything for you. All right, we will. Just kidding. It's a wonderful event.